going to have a look at this. I just got from Lidl. So this is a cordless soldering iron. I've not had a cordless soldering iron before, so this will be an interesting new experiment. As you see, it's reduced, so that was a real bargain. So let's have a look. So it's got a USB charger, micro USB cable, there's the iron itself, a dock, charging dock that is, a couple of, how's that, solder, yeah, and the soldering iron tip in there as well, which screws into the front. A few instructions. So from the packaging, what I understand is it's got a lithium ion battery, charges from 5 volts from USB, so you can charge it from here or from another type of USB port. There's a charging socket on the front there. Switch. There's a momentary switch there. Right, so I'm going to charge it up, and then got a couple of things that I want to solder, so we'll see how well this works. Right, so I put some charge in the soldering iron now, and so there's an indicator light here and also here, so basically you can hold the soldering iron either way up, which is quite nice. And so the idea basically is that you squeeze this button here and the indicator light comes on, and now it's heating the element, and this light is meant to go green when the tip has reached the proper temperature, which I think said in the instructions was 300 degrees. So, did that go green? Yes, so that's green now. I wonder if it's easier to hold it this way up actually, so I'll use my other finger to hold it up. Right, so I've got some of the solder that they supplied with the iron. We were meant to give this a good coating the first time. Right, so I'll try and tin some wires. Oh, that's got stuck. The iron's heating up again, it seems. Smoking a bit now. Right, green light. It's very smoky. Good job I got the window open. Well, that seemed to work quite well. So I'll just trim those off. and these already look tinned, so it should be quite easy to solder these wires in place. Let's press the button again. It's a bit tedious having to wait for 30 seconds, I must say. Green light, so that's pretty good. Oops. Okay, those are good solder joints. So I'm going to put some big wires on this circuit board, so these have got more thermal mass, so we'll see if the soldering iron can deal with that. Right, so this is the other reel of solder that came with the iron, so this is thicker. So bit fiddly doing this. It's a bit fiddly, so let's okay, that's not bad. To the negative side. Wait for it to heat up again. Oh, I've just noticed there's a little LED light in the end. It lights things up while you're soldering them. Right, that's struggling a bit now with the thermal mass, I think. Yeah, that looks pretty ugly. I think I might have to get the main soldering iron out for this. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks a little bit brittle. I think I might have to switch to the serious soldering iron, because of the large size of these metal pads and the thermal mass of the wires. But it's you know, it's pretty good for $6.99. That's a good deal, I think. So you see here that where the light came out, that's also the micro USB, well, one of the charging sockets. I think there was one. I thought there was another one, but no. So there's the micro USB charging socket. That's so that when you drop it into the stand, see, it docks like that for charging, which is quite neat. I think I might try something smaller, try a smaller, like a PCB or something, because these big jobs are obviously a bit overwhelming for a battery powered soldering iron. Actually, I was just trying to resolder these joints with the mains powered soldering iron, but I was having some difficulty with that as well. So I think it might be the solder. I think this solder that was provided might be the, you know, the sort of lead-free type, which is sometimes difficult to use. So I'm trying to use some different solder now. Good old, I need to hold the button in, don't I? So I've got some good old leaded solder. I'm going to hold the wire using these forceps to avoid burning my own fingers. Right, give it a go. Oh, difficult to get the solder in the right place. There we are. Trim that a bit to get it into the hole. Okay. Now, I need to wait for the green light, don't I? It's a bit hard to hold this button in all the time. That's going all right. Ow, hot. Stand that up a bit. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so I think this works all right actually. It's just the unleaded solder needs to be heated up to a much greater degree in order to flow properly. Way around this. Okay, so these are the wires going to the equipment. These ones get soldered onto the switch contacts. Right, let me find something smaller to solder with the portable iron. Don't have very much in the way of kits at the moment, but what I thought I might do is I could switch out one of the LEDs in here. So I built this some time ago. It's just like a little surface mount experimental kit. So it's a bit bright in here, but you might be able to see that the LEDs are counting there. There's 4 red LEDs. And this incredibly tiny thing here is actually a green LED. So what I could do is remove one of these and then try and put this one in its place. So let's do that. Let's just check the orientation of this LED. Well, that seems to have gone alright, so let's plug in some power and see what's going on. There we go. So there's the green lead in place, and that was actually pretty good with that soldering iron, so I'm quite pleased with the handling, really. So there we are, the Lidl own brand, so Parkside is one of their brands. Parkside PLK 4A1 handheld rechargeable soldering iron, and I think that's actually pretty good. The only thing that I really found wrong is a little bit difficult to keep holding down the button while you're using it, but seems to work quite well on a few different electronics tasks, and it was this one was only $6.99, so good value.